Hey guys, I'm Nate from Nate Bakes Broadway, and this week we will be doing one of my favorite shows, the Book of Mormon. Let's get started. The Book of Mormon is such a great show. If you haven't seen it, I actually haven't seen it. Long story, but it's one of my favorites. The soundtrack is really great, and it's just, from what I hear, a really fun experience and really fun vibe when you go to Broadway. And I think not only that, there are just so many really obscure and fun facts about it. How, like, the creators Trey Parker and Matt Stone also were the creators of South Park. And actually the show, most shows go to off-Broadway first and test it out and make some revisions. They were actually so confident, but also the producers thought that they would perform best under pressure, so they went straight to Broadway. Okay, in hindsight, great decision, because really great show and it was a hit. But like, crazy. And also, Josh Gad, who was in Frozen and has been in so many other things, also originated one of the roles, which I thought was really interesting. I didn't even really know that until recently. And I think just a testament to how amazing it is that it won 9 Tony Awards in 2011, including Best Book, Best Musical, and I just think that for all these reasons, and like, it's not just about the awards you win, but I think it's just a testament to how great the show is. And so that's what I decided to do it this week, and let's get started, let's do it. So for my Book of Mormon dessert, I'm gonna kind of pay respect to some of the Ugandan heritage of food, because I think some of the criticism, if there is any, of the Book of Mormon is that they take advantage of some of the Ugandan culture and heritage by, kind of, in a comedy sense. And it is great, but there is another side to the story. So I think I wanted to pay heritage and pay homage to that. So I'm actually doing a classic Ugandan dessert called Mandazi. It's a little like a fried dough, kind of like a donut, and then I'm gonna roll it in a cardamom sugar. And then I'm also doing a peanut sauce with fresh peanuts, some sesame seeds, and some fresh banana. And it's just a lot of homage to the flavors of the area, and just kind of to take some of the food from Uganda, and maybe not all the classic preparations, but take it, update it a little, make it American, and let's do it. So the recipe for the Mandazi is super simple. We're taking our flour, of course the recipe will be in the bio, don't forget. Taking our flour, we're just gonna add our sugar into it. We're gonna add baking powder, it's kind of a leavening agent for when we fry them. We're gonna take salt, it's important. And then we're actually gonna take cardamom. It's like 2 to 3 teaspoons of cardamom. It's a really classic ingredient of the area and also of Mediterranean areas. It goes with a lot of pumpkin pie spices. It's fragrant but also citrusy, and it's really great actually in addition to like cloves and nutmeg. I don't know, I find it one of my favorite spices. For this one, we're actually putting it in the donut, and then we're also rolling it in some cardamom sugar. So then we're gonna mix up all the dry ingredients. Super easy, this recipe. It's like two things. We're gonna do the donut, the peanut sauce, and then some texture with our garnishes, and that's gonna be pretty much it. And then once we mix all this, we're gonna make a well in the center, just kind of a little hole in the center of it. And we're gonna pour in our 1 beaten egg and our can of coconut milk. I also love coconut milk because I just think yes, it is healthier than milk, there's less fat, but I also think that besides its health benefits, it just lends a lightness to a dish that milk or even buttermilk don't. So I just think that's really great for this dish. And then once we've mixed this all up, it's gonna be a little wet. We're gonna actually it's okay if you lose a little flour, because we're actually gonna be rolling it out on the counter with flour, as if we were making bread, even though we're not. And our next step after this is mixed is we're gonna roll it out. Let's do it. So our next step with this is we're just gonna take it. I took surface, I floured it. We're just gonna take it, we're gonna knead it out as if it's bread. And whenever it feels sticky again, we're just gonna add a little bit more flour. And it's okay, you really can't overflour this thing. But we don't want to overwork it, because if you overwork it, they can get tough and a little dense and just not as light in areas that you might have wanted. So we just want to get it until it's, it's smooth and not sticky, but we don't want to overwork it for more than like 3 to 5 minutes, you know what I mean? So from here, we got it. We're gonna cut it into 4s, roll it out into a disc, and cut it into triangles. So let's do it. So we took 1/4 of our dough ball, and we rolled it out to just pretty thin. We want it thick enough that they'll bubble up when they're frying, but thin enough that it's not raw in the middle when we cook it. I'm just gonna take it, cut it in half. It does not have to be a perfect circle. Don't worry about that. We're gonna cut it into fourths, and then we're gonna cut it into eighths. We're just going for some rough, triangle pieces with a rounded edge. It's not really a big deal what shape they are. We're going for a natural look. So we'll do this with the rest of our dough, and then we're gonna fry. Let's do it. Mandazi are super simple to cook. You just take your 350-degree oil, you drop your triangles in, and then you cook for 2 to 3 minutes per side until they're golden brown and puffed up and look delicious. Then, while they're still hot and oily, you're gonna cover them in the cardamom sugar, making sure you get every crevice with your spoon. Enjoy. So for the peanut butter sauce, we're gonna take our peanut butter and we're gonna combine that with our heavy cream, maple syrup, and sugar. We're just gonna stir this over medium-high heat until it comes to a boil, and then we'll reduce to a simmer. You do wanna make sure that when you're mixing it, the heavy cream does fully incorporate into the peanut butter, otherwise you can end up with an oily mess. From there, we're just gonna cook until it all comes together, it's warm, and looks delicious. Once again, before we plate, I want to talk to you guys about an amazing organization. The COVID-19 pandemic has shut down Broadway until 2021, and many artists are really struggling. The Actors Fund is an organization that continually helps not just theater artists, but people in movies, TV, radio, dance, and so many other industries. With offices in New York City, LA, Chicago, they're able to help and reach so many people with financial aid, housing, help with daycare, senior care, and so much more. And during the COVID-19 pandemic, they've given over $15 million to over 12,000 different people, and the numbers just keep on rising. Because guess what? There are more people that need their help, and the Actors Fund needs your help and my help. They need our help. If you can, please donate, and if you can't, just help spread the word about this amazing organization, especially during this time where so many need it. Thank you for listening, and let's get to plating. Okay, so our last step is to plate. So here we have our plate, and we're just gonna take our peanut butter sauce, and we're gonna be generous with it. We wanna cover like the mid-center of the plate, so we're gonna just put a dollop on and just kind of spoon it around till you get a big circle. I love this sauce, and it's really pretty, especially if you have a black plate at home. I'll show you a picture of that at the end. And I just think the more sauce, the better. You don't have to eat all of it, but it is delicious. So we have it, we've spooned it around. Next, we're gonna take donuts. I would say 2 to 3. I say 3. The more the merrier. And we're just gonna put them, just organically on top. I think a lot of the theme of this one is organic. Like, they're not super perfect, and like that's kind of the point. Oops, we're okay. We're just gonna take our 3, kind of lean them up against each other, build a pyramid. And then we're gonna take some sliced bananas that we have. Actually, they bring a real freshness to the plate, and they eat a lot of bananas in the area. Just take like 3 or 4 at a time, 2, 3, I don't know, however you want to do it. If you don't like bananas, you don't have to add bananas. You can also make a banana caramel if you really love bananas. Watch one of my earlier videos. I talk about how to make caramel. What do you guys want to put in the chat today? Maybe, how about your favorite dessert you've ever had? Favorite dessert you've ever had. Ever. Cooked for you. You made it at a restaurant, however you want. Then we're going to take our peanuts, just whole, however you want. I got them shelled because I am lazy. So then you just sprinkle them around. I think this plate, although the donuts are crunchy, it needs a little texture, especially with the sauce and the bananas and all that. And I think the peanuts lend themselves really nicely to that. And then we're just going to take some black and white sesame seeds, just sprinkle them over the top. Once again, eaten in the area, and again, give a nice crunch and a nice look to the plate. And that, is pretty much it. Here is our Mandazi Ugandan Book of Mormon dessert. If you liked the video, like and subscribe, watch some of my old videos, and I'll see you next week.